seat, one guy driving, the coach in the front seat. And coach said, we were talking about different things, and track was a really big deal in Booker. They'd had some guys go to state, set state records and stuff, and had some real success. Anyway, coach said, we're really good shape on all events except we need somebody to run the mile. And I never did like basketball, but everybody played. All the football guys went out for basketball, and I hated basketball. I didn't like it. I liked the practice, but when I got in the game, I didn't like it. Anyway, I thought, I'll do that. He said, we need a miler. We need somebody to run the mile. And there was a senior named John Hughes that ran the half mile, and he didn't play basketball either. So him and I started running. As soon as football was over, him and I started running while everybody else played basketball. And the first track meet I ran in, in my freshman year, I was only old enough to be an 8th grader. I came in 5th. And I won district and set the district record that year. And I was only old enough to be an 8th grader in Texas. And I did that all the rest of the time I was in high school. And I never made it to state. I got 5th that year at regional, and I got 4th the next year, and I got 3rd the next year at regional. And the next year, it was the same guys that beat me. Just one guy graduated one year, and it was the same bunch of us. And my senior year, I was beating everybody. I was going to win. And got pregnant, and we went and got married the off week between district and regional, and we didn't tell anybody, and except our parents. Our parents were with us, and this is a long answer to a short question.
No, it's good. I like it.
Anyway, they had a rule a few years before that, about probably 7 years before that. A couple had gotten married and then went on their senior trip, and there was a lot of stuff went on that a lot of people didn't like. So the school board passed a rule that if you were married, you couldn't participate in extracurricular activities. And so we got married. Should have waited, because I mean, it'd been a 4-year dream of mine to go to state and place at state. And but anyway, I was Bobby, my wife, had qualified. She'd won a district in tennis, and I was putting my suitcase in the trunk of the car. That year, I was on the mile relay, sprint relay, and I'd switched to the half mile instead of the mile, because the mile relay and sprint relay, the mile relay and the mile were back to back, and I couldn't, at the last 2 events, I couldn't do both. So I switched to the half, and I won half and set a district record in the half mile. But anyway, I was in those 3 events, and the 5 of us were loading up in a car to go to the regional meet. And I was setting my suitcase in the trunk, and Coach walked up. Coach knew I got married, but nobody else did. He said, I'm not saying anything. And he walked up and said, the superintendent found out you were married and you can't go. And I didn't know at the time, but somebody was around the back telling Bobby the same thing. So the answer to your question is, yeah, I ran track.
Well, I remembered that you didn't get to go